Dear friend, welcome to the lecture series in electromagnetic fields and waves. In today's video lecture, we will be looking about the Cartesian coordinate system and learning about the spatial variables, range of spatial variables, unit vectors, vector representation, magnitude of a vector, dot and curl product between unit vectors, distance between 2 points in space. Coming to the spatial variables, we know that in Cartesian coordinate system, we'll be having x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Now, the x, y, z are the spatial variables. So, the spatial variables are x, y, z here. Coming to the range of spatial variables, now by looking at the x-axis, which is going towards positive infinity from the origin, and looking at the negative side of the x-axis, it is up to minus infinity. Now looking about the y-axis, from the origin in the forward y-axis direction, it is extended towards positive infinity, and in the negative axis side, it is extended towards minus infinity. Looking towards the positive z direction, it is extended towards positive infinity, and looking at the negative z axis, then it is extended towards minus infinity. So here we can write that the x is between minus infinity to plus infinity, y is between minus infinity to plus infinity, z is between minus infinity to plus infinity. Now along the x-axis, we will be having the unit vector ax bar, and along the y-axis, we will be having ay bar, and along the z-axis, we will be having az bar. Writing the unit vectors as ax bar, ay bar, and az bar. Coming to the vector representation, let us consider the Cartesian coordinate system, and the Cartesian coordinate system is also called as the rectangular coordinate system. Here we consider a vector a bar. Now drawing a normal line onto the xy plane, and also drawing a normal line from the x-axis towards this point, and drawing a normal line onto the y-axis from this point, and finally drawing a normal line from the z-axis to the tip of the vector a bar. And here this line and this line both are drawn in the same purpose. Now from origin to this particular point on the x-axis, it is considered as the magnitude of a bar in the direction of x. So we are writing that one as ax. Now the unit vector along the x-axis is ax bar. From origin to this point on the y-axis, now it is the magnitude of the vector a bar along the y-axis. So it is ay, and the unit vector that is specified here is ay bar. And from the origin to this point on the z-axis, it is the magnitude of the given vector a bar along the z-axis. So it is az, and the unit direction that is specified is az bar. Now representing the vector, so the vector is going to have the magnitude as well as the direction along the x, y, z axis. So here we have written a bar equals to ax bar plus ay bar plus az bar. Coming to the magnitude of a vector, the magnitude of a vector is represented as mod of the given vector a bar, and which can also be represented as alphabet without any boldface, and it will be equals to square root of x square plus ay square plus az square. Now coming to the dot product between unit vectors. So here the dot product between x bar dot x bar, that will be equals to 1. Now we will check whether really it is equal to 1 or not. So x bar dot x bar, that means when we take the dot product between the vectors, that is represented as the product of those two given vectors and the cos angle between them. So here the angle between the similar vectors will be always 0. So cos 0 here we take it. Now the magnitude of the unit vector x bar and here x bar both will be 1, and cos 0 will be 1, and x bar dot x bar equals to 1. So this means that when we take the dot product between the similar unit vectors, the result will be always 1. So the same principle we are writing for the remaining unit vectors. So here ay bar dot ay bar equals to 1, az bar dot az bar equals to 1. Now if we take the dissimilar vectors, and when we go for the dot product between them, so the result will be 0 here. So that is x bar dot ay bar equals to 0. Now we will check this. whether it is valid or not. So here we just taken the dot product between the unit vectors x bar and ay bar. Now we can write the formula as the product of those two unit vectors magnitude and the cos angle between them. So from the Cartesian system that we can see that xy will be always normal to each other. That means the angle between them will be 90. So here we can write cos 90. Now the cos 90 will be 0 and magnitude of x and ay will be 1. So anyhow, these are multiplied with 0, then the result will be 0. So here we can write x bar dot ay bar equals to 0. Now writing the same thing for the remaining combinations of the unit vectors, then we can get ay bar dot az bar equals to 0 and az bar dot x bar equals to 0. Coming to curl product between the unit vectors or the cross product between the unit vectors, as we know that when we take the curl or cross, generally it talks about the rotation. So here let us have the unit vector x bar, and when we move from x bar to ay bar, then the resultant vector direction is given as az bar. So when we move from ay bar to az bar, then the resultant direction vector direction is x bar. When we move from az bar to x bar, then the resultant vector direction given as ay bar here. Now we will check whether it is valid or not. So we take the cross product between those two unit vectors. So x bar cross ay bar, and according to the formula we can write it is equivalent to the product of two vectors and the small sine angle between them, and normal unit vector direction is specified. So the resultant vector direction will be always normal to the plane containing these two unit vectors, right? So now the magnitude of x will be 1 and ay will be also 1, and from the Cartesian system that we can see that the xy will be always at 90 degrees to each other, then we can write sine 90. So here sine 90 will be 1, and here we will be having an bar. So x bar cross ay bar equals to an bar. So in a 3D Cartesian coordinate system, to the xy, the z axis will be normal to x and y. So in that sense, we can write an bar equals to az bar. So x bar cross ay bar equals to az bar. That means when we take the cross product between x bar and ay bar, we will be getting az bar, right? So writing that formula, x bar cross ay bar equals to az bar, and same way we are developing the expressions in the cyclic manner as ay bar cross az bar equals to x bar and az bar cross x bar equals to ay bar. Now when we move from ax bar to az, that means whatever the direction that we moved previously, now we are moving it opposite to the direction that we moved, right? Now when we move from x bar to az bar, then we are introduced with the negative sign for the resultant vector direction, and here it is given by minus ay bar. Now when we move from az bar to ay bar, now the resultant vector direction is mentioned as minus of x bar. When we move from ay bar to x bar, then the resultant vector direction is minus of az bar. So writing those formulas here. So when we interchange y and x and y as y and x, then we get negative to the resultant vector here. So ay bar cross x bar equals to minus az bar cross ay bar equals to minus ax bar, and x bar cross az bar equals to minus ay bar. Now the cross product between the similar unit vectors will be always 0. Now we will check this also. Now the cross product between the similar vectors x bar cross x bar equals to product of magnitude of these two vectors and sine angle between them, and we will be having the resultant vector direction. Now we know x bar and x bar both are parallel to each other, and the angle that we can write between them as 0. So here the magnitude of x is 1, and here also x magnitude is 1, and the angle between these two vectors will be 0. Then sine 0 will be 0, and finally we get x bar cross x bar equals to 0. So writing the same thing for the remaining axis unit vectors. So ay bar cross ay bar equals to 0, az bar cross az bar equals to 0. So from this we can say that when we take the cross product between the similar unit vectors, then the result will be always 0. Coming to the distance between 2 points in space, let us consider the Cartesian coordinate system here. A point is located at x1, y1, z1, and another point Q located at x2 comma y2 comma z2. Now the distance between these 2 points is this one, and to measure this distance between these 2 points we have a formula, and it is given by square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. Now let us take a simple problem here. Measure the distance between the 2 points P located at 5 comma 4 comma 0 and another point Q located at 2 comma 5 comma minus 1. Now we have the point P located at 5 comma 4 comma 0 and another point Q located at 2 comma 5 comma minus 1. Now the formula to be used is mentioned here. Now putting the values in that formula, we get the distance between the point P and Q can be represented as mod of PQ bar equals to square root of 2 minus 5 whole square plus 5 minus 4 whole square plus minus 1 minus 0 whole square, and we get square root of minus 3 square plus 1 square plus minus 1 square. Then we get square root of 9 plus 1 plus 1, and that equals to square root of 11 in meters. Hope you like this video. Do subscribe my channel and also click the bell icon so that you will be notified with the latest videos in the electromagnetic fields and waves series. Thanks for watching.